Genso Chronicles is a nostalgic adventure with its pixelated charm, turn-based battles. It's really something to truly get lost in with these beautiful melodies that spread across the different areas that you'll come across. If you're a fan of classic JRPGs like Chrono Trigger or the Mana series, then the dev's hit point brings us a very familiar experience. The narrative is more along the lines of a hero's journey as we follow Light, a resident of the Selka village, who, after joining the coveted Holos over military, vows to protect his village. However, during a mission, the village falls prey to an unknown assailant, leaving it in complete ruins, which really kicks off the pretty much the prologue of the game. But I want to actually just talk a little about the gameplay. Genso Chronicles throws you into a pixelated world full of monsters and as well as a guardian beast. I'll get to that later. You'll get accustomed pretty quickly to both of these entities. Speaking on the battles, now Genso Chronicles uses a very simplified, very easy turn-based system. It's like I said, it's very simple. It's nothing too difficult. If the best way for me to explain these type of battles, like I said, it's like this game is like Chrono Trigger or the Mana series or Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy series, especially like Final Fantasy 6 or Final Fantasy 5. Really like that, very simplified, has the PNG for the enemies. Like it's very, very simple. Now I won't lie though, things do get much easier as you progress, which especially I've been noticing a lot with KEMCO's games is that they're always having some form of the auto combat. Now this is more of a modern twist to a nostalgic game because back in the day we didn't have auto features, anything like that. You had to thoroughly grind out the game yourself. So now gotcha games that are like gotcha turn-based games have gotten to a point where like now it's become auto combat. And the one thing that I have noticed regarding these type of games is that the auto combat button, it helps you grind a little bit more, therefore making progression much easier to go through if you're just trying to grind out materials. The game is definitely new player friendly, which is awesome. Like if you've never touched JRPGs before and you want to hop into a JRPG for the very first time, then Genso Chronicles is not bad. The story alongside of it, the very simplified combat, like it really gets you into the old times, that golden era of JRPGs back in the 90s, and you can really get a good feel on that nostalgia, and takes you back to when you're a kid. That's kind of how I feel when I play these type of games, which is overall just very awesome to feel. It helps a lot of players who are new to JRPGs, and with that, as you traverse through each battle and each area, each location, as you talk to the different NPCs, you really get this deep feeling of like, man, this is nice. And especially when you're going through the different battles, I was blazing through those pretty fairly quickly. Like I said, with the battles, you essentially have your attack, you have your escape, which is very self-explanatory, just like any other turn-based JRPG back in the day. You could fight the monster or you can leave head on. When you're going fights, you have your skills, you can defend, you can pop your items and all that good stuff. You do have hit points in as well as mana points as well. So when you go to utilize a skill, it actually uses up some of your mana points as well. Overall, just by playing through the overall combat and just blitzing through it pretty quickly, it does feel like the developers really aim to make that this game is as approachable as it can for turn-based RPG newcomers. But do not let that ease fool you. Genso Chronicles has a ton of depth. There's a rich storyline that completely unfolds beautifully through these cool 2D cutscenes that totally give off that nostalgic JRPG vibes. Plus, you get an entire crew to manage. At the point of me recording this, I've received the second person to come to the party, and we were able to utilize their guardian beast as well. But you can customize these characters, you can equip them with awesome gear, and dear god, I abused the leveling system till like I got to a point where it was hardly a challenge against the monsters. Like I can literally just blitz through any combat and just fight them head on, no problem. Just boom. I was moving so quick that it was just I never blazed through a JRPG as fast as I was doing. I was like, I could definitely get back to that feel of like, man, they've really made this progression very quickly. I thought I was gonna hit like a little roadblock or a soft lock, and I really didn't. And that's one thing I can say that I definitely do like about Genso Chronicles. And then you even have the Guardian Beast, which I'll get to that in just a second. But let's not forget your furry, or maybe not so furry, companion, the Guardian Beast. As I mentioned before, this loyal creature fights alongside you, and you can even strengthen them with your very own equipment. The stronger the bond between you and your beast, the better you'll work together in combat. Plus, there's even a system for coordinated attacks. I like games that do ultimate attacks with the team, or coordinated attacks, like basically you and the other party member can do like a tag team move. It's honestly probably by far one of my secret favorite things that I like about playing turn-based party JRPG games. There's also a mission system. This is where you'll be spending a majority of the time playing the game. You have the main campaign missions, and then you have the side missions that you can report back and get gold, and you can just farm them over and over again. Both of these quests, they kind of interlock with each other, and you could be able to propel the story with certain side quests, and then, or you could just sit there, just grind XP and loot. Basically, there's always pretty much something to do in Genso Chronicles, and as well as the teamwork, as I was talking about earlier, the bond you share with the party and the Guardian Beast plays a big role in Genso Chronicles. If you want to customize your party's tactics, you can do that as well to suit your playstyle. So you can change up how the party attacks, whether they're utilizing their Guardian Beast. If you want them to, heal more often, which thanks to now having the Corona on our team, she can heal as much as you want. Boom, you got it. If you want to just do complete offense, you can do that as well. And I think I didn't mention it yet, but you also get a helpful ally that is pretty much a hamster, and he's actually a cool dude, because what he can do is he can gather materials for you, and you could be able to not have to worry about grinding out materials. He grabs it for you, comes back, and you can use it, and you can tell him to go to different locations if you want to grind out specific materials from those locations, therefore cutting your searching and your grinding time for mats much shorter. But I do want to talk about a little bit on the visuals and sounds, and this is, in my opinion, these two things really brings back of like a good JRPG, or a great something that can make or break a good JRPG. Genso Chronicles embraces the classic pixel art style, and oh my lord, it absolutely rocks it across the board. It's like stepping back in time to the golden age of JRPGs. The soundtrack perfectly complements the visuals. Each area boasts its very own catchy tunes that set the mood as well. It's truly a feast. Like, oh, it just looks great. Whoever was the artist for Hit Point that developed this game looks great. Even when they're having their cutscenes and you're looking at the 2D PNG images of the characters, like, I love that art style that whoever did it. Like, it's more like it's like they painted on them. It doesn't seem like they drew them, like they painted it. I don't know what they did, whatever type of sauce they put into this game, but God, it's pretty fun. It looks great. The soundtrack, like I said, each area you go to, the soundtrack matches that area. If you're fighting, it matches it. Even when you're talking in specific scenes, the tone of the emotions changes as well as with the sound. And overall, your senses, it feels like a love letter to those retro RPGs we all hold dear to our hearts, because I hold on to them fairly quickly. But of course, no review is complete without mentioning any hiccups or anything of that nature. I did encounter a bit of a technical hiccup where the game pretty much got stuck in fast forward mode. Now, if you guys have been watching the content throughout this and all the different gameplay B-roll that I put up, you will see that my character is moving like stupidly fast. And it's not a game breaker, but hopefully there's something that the devs can address in a future patch. Overall, Genso Chronicles is a delightful adventure that captures the essence of classic JRPGs. It's got a charming story, engaging turn-based combat, and a world that is literally looking to be explored. And there's many different things of like the amount of times I found different materials where I could just keep recollecting it. Like overall, they really made a decent JRPG, and whether you're a seasoned veteran or somebody who is, like I said, a newcomer to the JRPG like scene, that genre essentially, Genso Chronicles offers, something that'll leave you wanting a little bit more. And I was slightly getting addicted to the game too. But if you're looking for a nostalgic trip down memory lane, or your first dealings with the JRPG world, then I say definitely give Genso Chronicles a try. Let me know in the comments below if you've already played it, or are you something interested in, anything of that nature. Don't forget, make sure to like the video, subscribe as well for new RPG gaming content, and as well as until next time, it's been your host, KSDTV, here at Chaotic Inc., signing out. Peace.
Manifest, I don't sleep, that's so weak, don't plan to rest. I'm from a hood where you die if you don't pack a vest. No culinary degrees, but whipping crack the best. Chefing, hard times taught lessons. Praying every night to pull up in park Benzes. What's my home is what you call trenches. You wouldn't last a day seeing life through all lenses. It's all tension, no sun, and rain and plenty. Full-time job, still can never make a penny. I ain't rap